to the ceremony of the release of commemorative stamp in the memory of Rajyogini Dadi Janki, the former chief of the Brahmakumaris. From Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Conference Hall in New Delhi. In a short while from now, we would be in the august presence of the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Venkaiah Naidu, and the Minister for Law and Justice, Shri Prasad, and other dignitaries who would join us. As the ceremony begins in a short while from now, may we spend a few moments in the remembrance of the Divine,
आदरणीय आशा दीदी जी हमारे बीच मंच पर पधार रहे हैं.
Reverend Asha Didi is amongst us and she is arriving on the stage.
हम सब खड़े हो सकते हैं.
May we all rise for the Honorable Vice President of India.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Vice President of India.
The Vice President of India, Shri Venkaiah Naidu, has arrived amongst us.
Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Venkaiah Naidu ji, Honorable Minister Shri Prasad ji का हम सब करतल ध्वनि से
We take this moment to welcome the Honorable Vice President and the Honorable Minister for Law and Justice and Electronics, Information Technology and Communication. May we all rise for the National Anthem of India.
शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
The national anthem, the ode to the ruler of the minds of people, the dispenser of India's destiny, to the Almighty whose glories the entire world praises. Today, as we gather here to remember Dadi Janki, the family that she created, the family of Divine, there are thousands and thousands more who have joined us on this occasion. Even though there are only few who are watching us in this small hall, but there are thousands more joining us through the live feeds on TV channels and on social media feeds. We take this moment to welcome the Honorable Vice President, Shri Venkaiah Naidu ji. We also welcome the Honorable Union Minister for Law and Justice, Electronics, Information Technology and Communications, Shri Prasad. A few years ago, the Honorable Vice President had come to Mount Abu And he had spoken in his own words that he had
सिद्ध किया। दादी जी ने उस दिन सभा में बार-बार ये कहा, मैं कौन,
And at that time,
मेरा कौन।
Dadi Janki in her presence had reminded
दादी जी बैठी थी,
to everyone who was present in the audience, asking her favorite questions, who am I? Whom do I belong to?
मेरा कौन और जो मेरा है
And while
वो
doing
आपका
so,
भी है।
she also looked at the Vice President and she very lovingly said that who am I and whom do I belong to? The same one whom I belong to, you also belong to them. And that is the connection that she instantly connected with the divine, and she made sure that everybody enjoyed the same connection. And today, the Vice President is here and he remembers those moments fondly. So does the Honorable Minister Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad, that today the Government of India extends this honor to Reverend Dadi ji. And even though we all agree that Dadi never looked forward to any recognition or for any reverence, but this is a memorable moment to honor her legacy of service. And today the Brahmakumari's family heartfelt thanks and gratitude for remembering Dadi ji and the life of her service. May I now request Brahmakumari's sister Asha to give a short introduction of the life and the legacy of Dadi Janki. Even though it is an ocean to be filled in a small pot, but yet I request you to do the honors of summing a life of service.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
सम्माननीय भारत के उपराष्ट्रपति जी,
Honorable Vice President of India,
सम्माननीय भारत सरकार के
Honorable Union Minister of Law, Justice, IT, Electronics and Communication, Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad,
Ravi Shankar Prasad जी, और सभा में उपस्थित
and
डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ पोस्ट के गणमान्य
all my respected dignitaries from the Department of Post, officers, secretaries,
अन्य हमारे अति विशिष्ट अतिथि
and all our distinguished guests,
भाइयों और बहनों,
and to not to forget all my beloved brothers and sisters. I was thinking today that there are some people in the world
जो इतिहास लिखा करते हैं,
that they write histories,
इतिहास पढ़ा करते हैं,
and some just
परंतु
read those
कुछ लोग
histories.
ऐसे होते हैं
But there are
जो
some
इतिहास रचते हैं,
that they not only write histories, but they make histories, make their histories with their lives. And today the Government of India, the Honorable Vice President, the Department of Post, the Ministry of Information and Communication, IT and Electronics, has recognized that history. And by this moment, we mark 4 honors today. We are respecting the mothers of India. We are respecting the culture of India. We are respecting the spiritual values of the country. And we are also respecting the veterans of this country. Dadi Janki, that represents all of these 4. Indeed, it is a memorable moment that we thank the Honorable Vice President of India that he has been part of this august occasion. And on behalf of all of us, we take this opportunity to welcome you. Rajyogini Dadi Janki became the part of this Brahmakumari's University in the year 1936 at its inception. And
दादी जी ने कोई
until the
borders
year
नहीं देखे,
2020,
किसकी सेवा हो रही है उसका नाम पता भी नहीं चला।
she undeterredly
परंतु
continued the spirit of
अपनी
service
enthusiasm से,
with
अपनी
her unfailing
उमंग से,
enthusiasm,
और जो भारत की संस्कृति है उसको
with her
बढ़ाने
constant
के
energy
हेतु
of motivation.
आध्यात्मिक मूल्यों की लहर
She made
चारों
sure
तरफ
that the
फैलाने
culture of
के हेतु
India, the
60
light of
वर्ष की
India's
आयु में जबकि
spirituality,
लोग रिटायरमेंट
spread
ले लेते हैं,
across the world.
दादी जी को नया कार्य सौंपा गया कि
At
आपको
the
विदेश
age
में
of
जाकर
60,
ये झंडा
Dadi
लहराना
took the
है।
mammoth
और मुझे
task
बताते
of
अति
taking the
हर्ष
Brahma
होता है,
Kumari spiritual moment
137 देशों में
out of India.
आज ये झंडा
And today,
आध्यात्मिक मूल्यों का
in 137 countries across the globe,
साथ ही साथ
the light of India's spirituality has spread and shines brightly through the services of the Brahma Kumari centers across 137 countries. Everybody remembers Dadi Janki as a tireless server, for she always used to say that this service, this attitude of seva would strengthen you, for you would always continue to be tireless.
14,000 किलोमीटर की यात्रा आपने सारे वर्ष में की थी। 2018 में भी इसी को आपने रिपीट
In the year
फिर तो दादी का स्वास्थ्य
of her 100th birthday and the years following, she has travelled millions of miles,
आपने अपने देह का त्याग किया।
trotting the globe,
7
serving
women
people
जो कि
of
wisdom
millions
keeper
of
के रूप से
diaspora.
जानी जाती हैं, आदरणीय दादी उनमें से एक थी।
Dadi is one of those noble souls
के रूप से जानी जाती
who was the one of the 10 wisdom keepers of the world.
सबसे अधिक धर्म नेताओं से,
And she is the one who has been recognized as someone who has met with great ease of meeting the greatest number of politicians and the greatest numbers of religion, even though not understanding the language of English or any other foreign language. Yet, she spoke the language of heart, the language of humanity, of the language of spirituality, of spiritual love. We all understand the goal of United Nations, but it was the nature of Dadi that wherever she traveled, she would create united natures, where each one's nature would become united. Without much further ado, there is more and more to say about her. This was the talisman that Dadi gave us, that who am I? Whom do I belong and what should I do? And Dadi has unrelentlessly tried and succeeded in drawing our attentions to the divine. Never did she make it a point that people should look up to her, but she said that we all should look up to the divine. Being the chief administrative head of the Brahma Kumaris, she took over the reins at the age of 91. And yet, with the roles that she played, she remained ever accessible, humble and easy. I would not take much of your time. I would nonetheless take this time for taking this time out, for being with us, to all of you. May I now request Shri D.R. Karthikeyan, the former Director of the Central Bureau of Investigation, Government of India, who has had the fortune of seeing Dadi up and close for more than 30 years. May I request you to now say a few words in the honor of Dadiji. Shri D.R. Karthikeyan, the former Director of the Central Bureau of Investigation, Government of India.
Most respected Honorable Vice President, sir, Honorable Minister, most respected brothers and teachers. I have had the unique privilege, honor and pleasure of meeting all the three great Dadis, Dadi Prakashmani ji, Dadi Janki ji, Dadi Gulraj ji, and very brothers and sisters of this great movement, I had the privilege of receiving their drishti, love, care, and blessings a number of times. I have many episodes to recollect, but one thing I would say to say how compassionate they can be in spite of their administering the worldwide organization of nearly 9,000 centers in 150 countries. It so happened destiny, I was in Pune with Mr. T.N. Seshan, participating in a convocation. Came next morning, my wife had left the planet by then. Because Dr. Kalam came, Dr. Sadhguru Jagivase came. But the most consoling thing was we got a call from Mount Abu. Dadi said, brother, she has not gone anywhere. We met Karaji in my morning meditation. She is an angel. She says, my husband talks philosophy to the whole world, but he is broken. I am on my further journey. Please ask him to continue. He has to do so much to the world. And then they called me for an international conference to Mount Abu, about 20,000 people from all over the world. And Dadi Guljar ji went into a trance, communicated with my dear wife Kala. And then Dadi Janaki ji took my hand. You know, they are the most hospitable people you can think of. Myself and Dr. Abdul Kalam used to go there. There was in the Global Health Hospital, they were doing this experiment on, without surgery also, you can change your life. Your style, meditation, yoga, and all that, the heart blocks can disappear. That is Dr. D. Narnish program in America, guided by Swami Satchidananda. He used to tell me what to do. These people never accept anything. So much of hospitality, they will not accept any money. He used to say that. That kind of hospitality and all these things are there. Another thing I would like to say is I was invited to participate in 90th birthday celebrations of Dadi Janki ji in London. I was her guest in London and Oxford also. Spent 3-4 days. Watched this lady, amazing personality. Always calm, peaceful, kind, simple, accessible, and so hospitable and kind. And morning 3 o'clock is up. Murali, her speeches every day. She has gone only, I think, up to state standard, formal education, but so much of wisdom and knowledge. Every day, something new. She was adored all over the world now. So, but today we are talking about empowering women all over the world now. At about 8 decades ago, Brahma Baba, the visionary founder of the Brahma Kumari movement, entrusted the entire responsibility of the now famous global movement in the hands of the chosen ladies. In the last 50 years, these great Dadis together inspired thousands of spiritual-minded and dedicated sisters and brothers, spread the message of peace, harmony and spirituality far and wide, all over India and many other countries, extending global spiritual services. In the year 1986, under the supervision of Dadi ji, Million Minutes of Peace appeal was organized by the United Nations, celebrating the International Year of Peace. Brahma Kumaris were called messengers of peace. I had the privilege of being invited again and again for many of these programs, admired. Not only the great Dadis, even the youngest brothers and sisters, amazed their commitment and knowledge. I used to tell Dadi ji, so much of commitment on the part of every one of them. Commitment, peace, harmony. And Dadis are relaxed. You never see them tense. There is no hierarchy. Everybody is treated brothers, sisters only. Total. Whether is in a village, I have met them in Melbourne, Sydney, America, everywhere you see the same efficiency. The local their brothers and sisters equally dedicated did it. I used to tell Dadiji, I said, you should start a spiritual academy, global spiritual academy of administration, leadership. How to lead the whole movement with so much of trust, total trust with each other. They have the Abu Road, they have the weekly almost conferences, global conferences. 1 million followers around the world, million dedicated people around the world. At least 20,000 of them come for each one of these events. The largest solar kitchen in the world. Buddhist cook served absolutely peace, quiet and all that. With so much, I used to repeatedly tell that if even 10% of us in the government, in the corporates have this much of dedication, commitment to the cause, this country would have been transformed into Ramaraja very, very early. Now only you can go on talking, and I would like to say, see, in 1978, scientists at the Medical and Science Research Institute at the University of Texas, America, examined the brainwave pattern of Dadi Janki. She was described as the most stable mind in the world, as her mental state remained completely undisturbed even while performing complicated mental exercises. The EEG of Dadi Janki ji continuously showed delta waves while she was cooking, while eating, giving lectures, doing arithmetical calculations, talking, while sleeping, all at the same time. Another episode at the Royal Albert Hall, London, again, on October 5, 1997, 5,000 people watched a unique program, a spiritual encounter between the renowned psychic Uri Geller and Dadi Janki ji. It's a long episode, but just to sum it up. In this encounter, Dadi Janki relied more on her power of silence. They sat facing each other for 45 minutes in deep concentration. Uri Geller praised her psychic prowess, and audiences experienced a state of rapid acceleration. Constant practice of Raj Yoga meditation was the answer of Her Holiness. Now, summing up her 10 secrets of her staying, I've discussed with her many times, you all know, sense of purpose, inner connection, spiritual discipline, control over thoughts, selfless service. And service. Living with others, early rising, got up at 3 o'clock, even when she had done 2 and then 3, when she was not well, she was up by 3 o'clock in the morning. Simplest life. In contrast to the aims of many people today to accumulate and acquire, Dadi has very few possessions. She is therefore able to travel. She traveled light. Healthy living. Food was always vegetarian. Laughter is part of life. Despite her heavy work schedule, Dadi always finds time to laugh. Her teachings are deep and thoughtful, yet she is able to bring a lightness through her humor. Only one thing, in that one of the conferences, when 30,000 people are there, Dadi Janki ji asked me in public, brother, will you give me something if I ask? I know only Dadis, they only give, they never take. I was surprised. She extended her hand. He said, give me all the dukkha. You are still suffering from the preparation. See this compassion. Give me all your dukkha today onwards, now you should have no pain. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to be in this function here. I compliment the Government of India and the Honorable Minister for this. It's an honor done to India, honor done to spirituality, honor done to all the women folk particularly. Thank you very much. God bless you. Namaskar.
Thank you very much. That was Shri D.R. Karthikeyan, the former director of the Central Bureau of Investigation, the top investigative agency of the Government of India.
Honorable Minister of Law and Justice.
Without much further ado, may I now invite Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad, the Honorable Union Minister of Law and Justice, Electronics and IT and Communication.
सारे विश्व में आज 100 से ज्यादा देशों में ये पूरा ईश्वरीय
You
परिवार
have the privilege
दिल की दुआओं से आपका कोटि-कोटि धन्यवाद
of seeing
करते हैं।
the Brahma Kumari's work
हम
up
सब
and
इंतजार
close.
कर रहे हैं कि आज
You have also had the honor of meeting Dadi several times personally.
ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर आपका बहुत-बहुत
May I now request the Honorable Minister to say a few words. Honorable Union Minister of Law and Justice, Electronics and IT and Communication, Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad, Government of India.
श्रद्धेय महामहिम उपराष्ट्रपति वेंकैया नायडू जी, श्रद्धा मना
Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Venkaiah Naidu ji,
विभाग के सचिव श्री बिशोई, अन्य पदाधिकारीगण, श्री
my
सभी गुणी देवी और सज्जनों,
distinguished colleagues from the Department of Posts.
के प्रयास से हो रहा है।
This program has come to light with the efforts from the
महान साधिका
Department of Post that today the Vice President here
स्टैम्प का
has graced this occasion
हो रहा है।
to honor
विभाग के मंत्री के रूप
a great personality of this great land,
भारत की
that I would like to offer my gratitude
संस्कृति के
that I am here
संस्कार
to be the part of this momentous
संतों
occasion.
की आध्यात्म की
India's culture is the culture of saints,
अगर मैं अपने दृष्टिकोण से समझने की कोशिश करता
of spirituality and of wisdom.
तीन
And if I want to understand India in my own sense, there are three words that come up in my mind.
एकम सदविप्रा बहुधा वदन्ति,
The first one is a connotation from Rigveda,
विद्वान
the
विभिन्न
wordings
प्रकार से उसकी व्याख्या करते
Ekam Sat Bahuda Vadanti, meaning the truth is
हैं।
one.
Wise men interpret it differently. You have your perception of truth, I have my own. You follow your own path, I follow my own. You respect my path, I will respect yours. Because in the ultimate analysis, your path and my path merges at the same destination, wherein lies the ultimate truth. Permanent, eternal, indivisible, undividable. शाश्वत सत्य, स्थायी, परम, चिरंतन।
The eternal
ये भारत
truth.
की सोच।
This
और दूसरी
is
है
the constant thought of India.
वसुधैव कुटुंबकम।
The second noble thought is the principle of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam,
पूरे विश्व को एक परिवार के रूप में।
that the world is one family.
तीसरा,
I do
सर्वे
not show
भवन्तु
anybody
सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निर्ममः। अगर पूरा
as
परिवार,
other,
पूरा
but they
विश्व एक
belong to
परिवार
me.
है, तो सभी
And the third one
संतुष्ट
is Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya. May all beings be happy. May all beings be devoid of suffering.
ईश्वर भी माध्यम बनाता है।
When we look at these three great thoughts of the Indian culture,
जो पूरी दुनिया में
and the divine uses us as his instruments to bring all of these things to light. And Dadi Janki was one
मैं पढ़ रहा था
shining light in our age. That Dadi went in the age of 1974 without knowing a word of English.
से लगन है
But then there is a dedication inside that I should spread this great moment of Rajyoga, of building people's sights
निगेटिविज्म नहीं हो,
into a positive
अंदर
beings,
से आत्मविश्वास से कुछ बड़ा सोचे और
where a
अपना ही
person
नहीं, दूसरे की सोचे,
could grow
भाव बनाए
from what he or she thinks he is
और
to
सरलता
beings
से
of greatness.
उन्होंने भारत के दर्शन को जिस तरह से
And
पूरी
with great
दुनिया में रखा,
simplicity,
ये बहुत बड़ी बात
she presented the philosophy of India, the richness of India in such simple words.
पहला साक्षात्कार हुआ था
I would like to take this moment to share the first time when I met Dadi ji.
उनका 79 में देहावसान हुआ था।
In the 1979, when my political master, a political leader, Jaiprakash Narayan, passed away, in the prayer meeting, I was a student at that time,
उस संघर्ष में रहे,
and Dadi had come for the service meeting.
से काफी वरिष्ठ हैं, उस संघर्ष में उनका भी एक स्नेहिल सक्रियता रही।
Even though the Honorable Vice President is here with us, he's far ahead in terms of his life of service. Even though he was also a part of JP moment, we were just students in front of him at that time. But when we met Dadi in that momentous occasion where Dadi had come to the condolence meeting of Jayaprakash Narayan ji, that meeting was the first and the most memorable one. I also remember in one of the meetings that I had come to the Gurugram campus of the Brahma Kumaris, the Om Shanti Retreat Center, where we had a great team of IT professionals at the ORC campus. It was a momentous occasion where I got an opportunity to address the IT professionals who were also practicing spirituality. I had spoken to IT professionals across the world, in Silicon Valley, in California, and at many places across the globe. But here, to meet the IT professionals of our own country practicing spirituality was a great opportunity for me. And at that time, I had understood, when the world speaks about gender equality, here in this organization, this was put to practice. I remember this is the only organization where women are offered such great respect, such great reverence. I remember that I have had the fortune of going to Mount Abu, so has the Honorable Vice President. And we should both wonder that there are 30,000 people sitting in the same hall, and yet with great silence, with great discipline. What lessons have you learned? What Dadi has done, what has she taught, represents in what you all reflected. God grants a century to only few people, for she lived 100 years, for it is the glory that the glory of her service guided so many to that discipline. Today, we are not honoring Dadi Janki. It is an honor for us that we have this moment to honor her. We have gathered here that the Department of Post today is proud to honor Dadi Janki, and the honor is all ours. We understand that the Department of Post has offered undeterred service. I take this moment to remember the services of the Department of Department of Post, the Department of IT and Communications and Electronics, that in spite of living in the COVID times, that the Postal Department has worked tirelessly, even in the pandemic, taking all risks and offering undeterred service to the nook and corner of country. And today I am proud that as we remember Dadi's undeterred life of service, our department has also offered the same kind of service, giving prominence to service, then not to ourselves. The next year, we will celebrate the 75th anniversary of India's independence. There are so many unsung heroes and heroines of this country who have contributed to the freedom of India, for the upliftment of this country, of saints, of spiritual sages who have guided and contributed to the light of India, to the world and to its people. And may I take this opportunity that may we work to sing glories of such unsung heroes in the coming year as we celebrate the 75th year of India's independence. May we set an example to present the unsung glories that so many have contributed to this glorious nation. And today I take this moment to offer my gratitude to Dadi Janki and to the entire Brahma Kumaris movement, that the Brahma Kumaris have served so much for this country, not just to this country, but you have taken the culture and the glory of India to the world. May your work continue. May you glorify this land. Thank you very much. That was the Honorable Minister for Law and Justice, Electronics, IT and Communication, Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad. The Postal Department, as you mentioned, Honorable Minister, that how much the Department of Post remains low profile. And Dadi used to say that those of them who are incognito receive blessings, unlimited blessings from so many. And I believe the Department of Post would also receive such unlimited blessings, such incognito blessings for the services that they do. May we now request the Honorable Minister to invite the Honorable Vice President of India to unveil the blow-up of the commemorative postage stamp. As the stamp's blow-up is being unveiled, may we all clap.
माननीय मंत्री जी, दादी जी की स्टैम्प का पहला एल्बम माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति जी को भेंट करेंगे.
The Honorable Minister will now present the first album to the Honorable Vice President of India to mark the release of the stamp. The original copies of the stamps printed, the original first cover, and the stamps being presented to the Vice President of India. And the Honorable Minister also holds the album, the first cover and the stamp with Dadiji's image on it. As we see the face of Dadiji, the face of Dadi reflects humility, spirituality, and today it is our fortune that as we release the stamp of Dadiji, that a noble soul from a young age dedicated her entire life to make this land a golden land, to a golden Bharat, was the aim of her lifelong dedication. And today we offer that gratitude to Dadiji. As I invite the Vice President of India, the Vice President also shares this unique dream. He has initiated an NGO, an organization that works for the social development of the country, and that organization is also called Golden India. May I now request the Honorable Vice President of India, who shares the common dream of building a golden future, a golden Bharat. May I now request the Chief Guest of the ceremony, Shri M. Venkaiah Naidu, the Honorable Vice President, to address the August gathering. Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad, the Honorable Union Minister of Law, Shri D.R. Karthikeyan ji,
Brahma Kumari Sister Asha ji,
Brahma Kumari Sister Asha,
Sister Shivani ji,
Brahma Kumari Sister Shivani, Shri Mrityunjay ji, and all the distinguished members of the Brahma Kumaris and all my distinguished brothers and sisters.
और संस्था के भूतपूर्व प्रमुख
Today is an august
दादी
occasion
जानकी जी का पावन स्मृति में विशेष
that
डाक
in
टिकट जारी करने का
the divine
सुयोग
remembrance
पाकर
of Dadi
बहुत
Janki,
प्रसन्नता का
I am honored
अनुभव कर रहा हूँ.
to unveil a commemorative stamp in the honor of Dadi
And
Janki.
I would like to first of all compliment the postal department, the minister, secretary, and the other officials who are concerned for taking up this noble cause to get a stamp issued in memory of a great soul of India. Dadi Janaki, who left us a year ago at the age of 104, one of the foremost spiritual leaders of contemporary times. I had the good fortune of meeting the Revered Dadi, as also being blessed by her on my visit to Santivan campus of Brahma Kumaris in 2019. It's a befitting tribute that the Ministry of Communications, Government of India, is releasing this postal stamp to mark the first anniversary of an extraordinary spiritual teacher of our country. We should draw inspiration from Dadi's life, which was devoted to God and to selfless service of humanity. The world needs more healing voices like Dadi Janaki ji, who, cutting through the dogmas and rituals of all religions, firmly believed in the essence of one God. Her teachings centered on Rajayoga, her virtues of kindness, seva, and simplicity and compassion. They are all indeed worthy of emulation by all. Everyone should take a clue from Dadi Janaki ji and, following in her footsteps, fight social evils like gender discrimination, casteism, and communalism to build a better India where everyone has equal opportunities and lives in complete harmony with others. Whenever one meets Dadi ji, one felt peace radiating from her ever-smiling and peaceful face. She was an embodiment of calm and composure, who till very end always practiced what she preached. The Brahma Kumaris spread across the world are a living example of the values and principles epitomized by Dadi's life. What makes Brahma Kumari is also special that the organization is led by a woman, demonstrating the fact that spiritual attainments transcend gender-based distinction. This worldwide movement has been an exemplary champion of the empowerment and independence of women. My dear sisters and brothers, it is worth realizing and recalling that India has a rich history of women leaders in every field. Even in Vedic times, we had renewed philosophers like Gargi and Maitreyi, whose fame travelled far and wide on account of their mastery over complex metaphysical issues. We must remember that in ancient India, the divine feminine was worshipped in the form of Shakti. Over centuries, there has been a decline in our values as reflected in widespread discrimination against women in certain sections of the society. This needs to be changed. Society needs to be educated on equal rights, equal respect to women in every field of activity, not merely in letter, but in spirit as well. The Government of India has initiated a host of programs to ensure equal opportunity to the girl child. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, among many others. My dear friends, spirituality is the basis of all religions. And the same spiritual threads bind them together. People need to understand that only spiritual knowledge can ensure true peace, unity and harmony in the world. Indian civilization values of share and care and Vasudeika Kutumbakam, the world is one family, or the pathway to lasting world peace. खुद से अपने अस्तित्व के बारे में सवाल करना जीवन का व्यापक उद्देश्य ढूंढना और उनका समाधान खोजना, यही आध्यात्म है। आध्यात्म खुद से ही खुद का विमर्श है। यह जीवन और समाज के प्रति स्थिर सामंजस्य विकसित करता है। व्यक्ति अपने सामाजिक और प्राकृतिक परिवेश की प्रति एकात्म सौहार्द विकसित कर पाता है। ऐसी स्थिति में हम समाज के लिए सकारात्मक योगदान कर सकते हैं। आज के व्यक्तिवाद जीवन में अपने सामाजिक या प्राकृतिक परिवेश से हमारा संघर्ष की संभावनाएं बढ़ गई है। मुझे संतोष है कि ब्रह्म कुमारी जैसी संस्था ने समाज की ऐसी विकृति को दूर कर रही है, ऐसी विकृतियों को दूर कर रही है। सहज और सरल भाषा में हमारी आशंकाओं का समाधान कर रही है, अपने सवालों का समाधान निकालने में हमारा मदद कर रही है। इससे हमारे जीवन में रचनात्मक शांति और समाज में सौहार्द पैदा होता है। ब्रह्म कुमारी आंदोलन ने सचमुच गार्गी और मैत्री परंपरा को पुनर्जीवित किया है, अपने आहत मानवता को आध्यात्मिक प्रकाशित मार्ग दिखाया है, जिसके लिए समाज आपका आभारी रहेगी। I really feel happy whenever I see the people working in this movement, and even when I went there in Santivan and then had interaction with the Brahma Kumari on a number of occasions, I really felt happy, and I feel that this is a change that should come, and that too led by women. And then working for the peace and progress and enlightenment of people, that is what is required. And movements like Brahma Kumaris, they need to be strengthened, they need to be spread, and they need to be taken to the nook and corner of the world, so that we will have everlasting peace. Not only peace in the society, but peace in the mind also. Dadi Janki ji's philosophy of taking joy in serving others is the mantra for a happy and satisfying life. Serving others is the most satisfying thing in anybody's life. Currently, the whole world is going through a global health crisis and multiple attendant problems in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic. I would request everyone to help and support the needy and alleviate their suffering during this critical phase of our lives. Rajyogini Dadi Janki ji के द्वारा मानवता की निस्वार्थ सेवा की पावन स्मृति में भारत सरकार के संचार मंत्रालय द्वारा मुद्रित 5 रुपए का डाक टिकट को जारी करते हुए मुझे विशेष प्रसन्नता और संतोष हो रहा है। और रवि जी, your postal department of course maintains a low profile and they connect with the people, जमीन से जुड़े हैं undoubtedly. But at the same time your communication ministry is high flying and always flying also. So you had both. My best wishes to you and to your department. And I am really happy today that we heard the introductory speech about Dadi Janki ji by Shri Karthikeyan ji, who is associated with that movement for years together. And also, I was really feeling very happy that my friend, colleague, Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad ji has explained in detail Bharatiyata, भारतीय संस्कृति, भारतीय जीवन पद्धति उन्होंने बहुत एप्टली डिस्क्राइब किया है. आई फील रियली हैप्पी
The Honorable Minister has very
Everyone
aptly
understand these
described
messages and take them
what
forward.
India really
Thank you
means.
very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Honorable Vice President. Your words of inspiration, guidance, and a direction for us to take it forward, to reach the goal which Dadi ji has set for all of us. And like you beautifully said, there's no better experience than Seva Bhav. सेवा ही जीवन है, सेवा ही संस्कार है और सेवा ही इस संसार को परिवर्तन करेगी। और हम सब आपके साथ इस देश की सेवा में हर क्षण निस्वार्थ भाव से जुटे हुए हैं और हमेशा जुटे हुए रहेंगे। I request Brother Mrityunjay ji, who has come from Mount Abu, to express his words of gratitude and thanks on this very special occasion.
Honorable Brahma Kumar Mrityunjay Bai, the Executive Secretary of the Brahma Kumaris, would extend the vote of thanks.
ओम शांति शांति शांति। आज प्रजापिता ब्रह्म कुमारी ईश्वरीय विश्वविद्यालय के इतिहास में a golden day,
Today,
a significant
in the
day,
history
a memorable day, ऐसा मैं मानता हूँ।
of the Brahma Kumaris institution, today marks a golden day. Even though there are very few of us here due to the COVID-19 restrictions, but I believe through television, through social media and through several other channels, the millions of people who are watching this ceremony and part of this glorious moment. And today, there is so much of enthusiasm, there is so much of motivation that has come in, that Shri M. Venkaiah Naidu, the Honorable Vice President,
श्री वेंकटेश्वर इधर उपस्थित होकर के हम सबको ब्लेसिंग दे रहा है, खुशी दे रहा है।
Shri Naidu is not just the Vice President of India, but he is also an inspirational figure who is a source of motivation for all of us. And today, on behalf of the entire global family of Brahma Kumaris, I would offer heartfelt thanks and gratitude to Honorable Vice President of India. At the same time, the Government of India has released this special commemorative stamp to honor the work and life of Dadi Janki. May I wish to extend my thanks to the Honorable Minister, Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad. There are so many ministries that he heads today, like his name Ravi Shankar Prasad, that his name comes with three words, the first word Ravi, that with his ministries and his work, just as the sun dispels the darkness of ignorance and brings in light, the minister has also done similarly of bringing in light to the lives of people using the Ministry of Communication. But also the second part of his name, as Shankar, that he also looks at that there is a great determination and great belief that today it is his courage and his undeterring faith that has made this program possible. And the last part of your name, Prasad, means a blessing. That may I take this moment that blessed be your parents that they have given you such a beautiful name and you have made your name work for you. May I also take this moment to thank
एक कलयुग और सती के
Brahma
बीच के
Kumar
ब्रिज
Brij
बन करके,
Mohan,
एक
the
शक्ति
additional
बन करके, एक स्तंभ बन करके
secretary of Brahma Kumaris.
कार्य कर रहे हैं। इसके
For
लिए
his
मैं आपको
name
भी
also
बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद
resonates the
देता हूँ,
work that
बधाई
he
देता हूँ।
does.
और साथ-साथ
May
में
I
हमारा
also
आशा
take
बहन
this
जी भी
moment
है।
for taking this
आशा the
moment,
hope of mankind कहा जाता है।
and I would
आशा केवल अपने
also
लिए नहीं, सबके मन में
extend
विशेष
thanks
करके
to Sister
मैं
Asha.
ब्रह्म कुमार कुमारियों को और
Asha, her
दादियों का
name
आशीर्वाद
means
लेकर
the
के
hope for
आशा
mankind,
सदा जागृत करते रहते
and
हैं,
it is
नवीन
indeed
कार्यक्रम करते रहते हैं। इसके लिए
it is
आपको भी
great
मैं
pleasure to
बहुत-बहुत
have her
धन्यवाद
here
देता हूँ
amongst us,
हृदय से।
for she has
साथ-साथ
been
में हमारा
a beacon
शिवानी
of
कौल है,
hope for
शिव
many.
की वाणी, शिव की वाणी जन मन तक
I would also
हर
like to thank Brahma
व्यक्ति के
Kumari Sister
मन में
Shivani,
पहुंचाने के कार्य करते हैं।
for her
इसको
name
सारी
also
दुनिया, सारी भारत की और
denotes
विश्व
the
के
task
कोने-कोने
that
से
she
उसको
does.
बधाई देते हैं।
That today
इसके
she
लिए
is the
शिवानी
face
को
of
भी
the Brahma
बहुत-बहुत
Kumaris,
हमारा परम
that
मित्र,
she
परम स्नेही,
takes the message
परम
of the divine
आदर्श
to
डॉक्टर
the
कार्तिक
millions
जैन जो
across
हमारे
the
सम्मुख
globe.
में बैठे हैं। अभी-अभी दादी जी के अनुभव
We
बहुत
also
सुंदर
have the
शब्दों में इन्होंने
august
वर्णन
presence
किया।
of
मैं बहुत करीब
Shri D.R.
30 से ज्यादा
Karthikeyan,
सालों
who
से आपके
felt
संपर्क में आया हूँ।
who has
बेंगलुरु
offered
में
heartfelt
आप
gratitude
पुलिस
and shared his
डायरेक्टर जनरल रहे,
experiences with
बाद में
Dadi ji.
इंस्पेक्टर जनरल रहे, अधिक अनेक कार्यक्रमों को, परंतु
I have
हर
been
साल में माउंट
a
आबू
friend
आते
to
थे,
him
दादियों से मिलते
for
थे,
so
उससे
many
कुछ अपने
years when he
अनुभव
was the Director
सुनाया।
General of
इसके
Police
लिए
in
आपको भी
Bangalore,
इस समय आने के लिए
Inspector
बहुत-बहुत
General,
बधाई।
and
और
then
साथ-साथ में हमारा
the former
सम्मुख में
director of,
उपस्थित है
when he became the
शर्मा
director of CBI.
डॉक्टर अब्दुल कलाम जी को माउंट आबू ले आने के लिए आपने
I would
देखे
also
और
like to
अनेक
thank
कार्यक्रमों को ऑर्गेनाइज
Dr.
करने में,
Selvamurthy,
हमारा
who is
रिसर्च
in
कार्यक्रम
our
में सहयोग
presence.
देने के लिए,
I would also
सोलर एनर्जी
offer
का रिसर्च करने के लिए
gratitude to
और
him.
राजयोगा मेडिटेशन के संबंध में अनेक
He has been
कार्यक्रमों को
instrumental in
आयोजन
bringing
करना।
the former
आपको
President
भी
of
मैं
India, Shri
बहुत-बहुत
Dr.
धन्यवाद देता
Abdul
हूँ।
Kalam, to the
साथ-साथ
Brahma
में
Kumaris
पोस्टल
headquarter in Mount
डिपार्टमेंट
Abu,
की सेक्रेटरी और अन्य
and
सभी
helping us in
वर्ग
our
को,
endeavors
प्रशासन के
of
वर्ग को मैं अपनी दिल से
solar
बधाई
energy
देता हूँ,
and the use of
धन्यवाद
renewable
देता हूँ।
energy.
साथ में
I
मीडिया
would
वर्ग
also
की
take this
सभी भाई
moment to
बहनों
thank
को
the Department
और
of Posts. I would also like
हमारा
to
देश
thank
के
the
प्रधानमंत्री जी
Department
को सबसे पहले
of
भले
Communication.
उपस्थित नहीं इस समय में, परंतु मैंने देखा हर
I would
टाइम में
also
कोई भी
like to take this
कार्यक्रम होता है,
moment
मैसेज भेजते हैं,
to offer
ट्विटर में
gratitude
बताते हैं
to the
और
Honorable
लोगों को
Prime
प्रेरित
Minister of
करते हैं,
India,
एनकरेज करते हैं ब्रह्मा कुमारी से
that
ईश्वरी
even though
विश्व।
he's not
उसको भी मैं
physically
बहुत
present
बहुत
today,
बधाई देता हूँ।
but he
और
has also been a constant
और
source of
हमारा दादी
encouragement.
जी की बहुत प्रिय है, धर्म नेता है, संत महंत लोगों को दादी बहुत सत्कार करते थे। लोगों
There
को
are also
हजारों लोगों
several
की संख्या
religious
में
leaders who
बुला
are
करके
in the
माउंट
august
आबू में
audience today.
उनका अभिवादन करते थे संत करके।
These
मुझे
religious
एक
leaders
बात
were
तुरंत
always
याद आ रहा है, हमारा दादी जी
revered by Dadi.
जब अव्यक्तारोहण
She
है,
considered them
कुछ ही समय के
to
अंतराल
be
में
her god brothers and god
उपराष्ट्रपति महोदय जी ने
sisters.
टेलीफोन करके अभी कौन आगे मुख्य कार्य को चलाते हैं, उससे दादी से वार्तालाप
After
करते
the
हैं।
passing
उन्होंने
away
पूछा,
of Dadi
अपनी
Janki,
दादी उदयमणि दादी से, धन रतनमणि दादी
Dr.
से
Venkaiah,
खुद भी बात करके
Dr. Venkaiah Naidu
इंक्वायरी किया उनके हेल्थ के बारे में,
made a personal
कार्यक्रम के
phone
बारे में
call
और आगे जो इस
and took note of
सेवा
Dadi
के
Hriday
बारे में
Mohini ji's
कितनी
health,
कंसर्न थे इसमें सिद्ध होता
also
है।
spoke about
मैं इसका
who
बहुत
would
फैन
lead the
हूँ,
organization
क्यों?
henceforth,
बहुत समय से जब बीजेपी के प्रेसिडेंट रहे उस समय
that
में
I
भी
consider
और बाद में
that
इनके बहुत
Honorable Vice
पोर्टफोलियो था
President
और मल्टी
shares
और
such
ऊपर राष्ट्रपति
homely
भवन में
relationship with
कार्यक्रम
the
था,
Brahma Kumaris,
स्मार्ट इंडिया बनाने के कार्यक्रम में
that there are so many momentous
स्मार्ट सिटीज
occasions
बनाने के
where I've
कार्यक्रम
had the
बहुत बड़े
chance
विस्तार रूप में
to be
उस समय मैं भी उस समय में
sharing
उपस्थित
the
था,
moments
बहुत
with
से
Honorable Vice President
गवर्नर्स अन्य लोग भी थे। मैंने उस समय में उसके
at
वक्तव्य को
times
लेकर के
when he was
बहुत
also
दग्ध हुआ, खुशी हुई।
playing
मैं
different
ऐसे
roles in the
प्रेरणा
government
को
of India.
बहुत बधाई देता हूँ, धन्यवाद देता हूँ। ऐसे महान पुरुषों
And
का
I today
भारत में
congratulate
है।
the
आगे भी
Honorable
भारत को स्वर्णिम
Vice
भारत बनाने
President
में,
of India,
विश्व गुरु बनाने में, वर्ल्ड का लीडर बनाने में
and I
सब
believe
मिलकर के आपको
that for
आश्वासन
making
करते
India
हैं,
the Vishwa
जल्दी से
Guru, the
जल्दी
Guru of
भारत
the
को
world,
गोल्डन एज की तरफ ले
and to
जाएंगे।
make the
ओम
golden
शांति।
India,
आपके सभी भाई
the
बहनों को भी
whole
मेरा
world
प्रणाम,
would be ushered into
नमस्ते।
the golden age, and I thank to everyone present gathered in the audience. I take this moment to thank each and every one of
बहुत
you.
बहुत शुक्रिया भाई साहब। हम सब नेशनल एंथम
Thank you
के
very
लिए
much to BK Mrityunjaya. May we all rise again to the closure of this ceremony with the national anthem of India.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्च चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे